entire episode is freaking Ikalgo just pointing his gun right there, so bitch, you ain't moving. You ain't moving, bitch. And Wilson's like, oh please let me go, I'll tell you everything. He's like, no bitch, no. Poof. Just blows his fucking kneecap down. So yeah, this episode of Hunter, yeah. I really wanted to see the Netro and say the king fight, and it's saying, oh, let's start a fight now. And the entire episode was dedicated to Ikalgo. I wouldn't even say this is even a fight between Welfin, because Welfin just goes over there to assassinate, and it literally starts off with Ikalgo finding out he's weak, you know, he's still crying, he's on the floor, he's like, I can't do anything. And Welfin corners him with the Missile Man, and Missile Man doesn't even like properly work because of the whole situation. He didn't answer the question before he shot him like that, and it was like, what? Wait, what? And it's like, it started giving him like centipedes in his head that started messing around with his body, and I'm sorry, Wilfin, but your ability, at first when I was thinking about this episode, at the start of this episode, I was like, your ability is pretty shit. Because it's like, you know, do you know what would be better than, like, with an ability called Missile Man, than centipedes? Fucking missiles. That one was going to be more useful. But then we found out something, like, very interesting in this episode, and not to mention the finale as well, of this episode as well. That when he was talking about his past, the only thing he remembers is him being an MGL soldier, and that his father strangling him and his mother just watching there smoking, just ignoring him. I thought that was, you know, some sad. I thought that was some sad emotional stuff, Wilfin, and thanks to him telling the truth and actually, you know, being emotional and admitting this to Ikalgo right now, he was actually getting very emotional with this, and I thought that was probably one of the better parts of this episode. Not to mention the whole palm stuff at the end, which is freaking dope. Like, I freaking loved that part. And it was very interesting where that he's saying that his personalities and the way he is pretty much makes his Nen abilities. So that kind of like makes every Nen ability different, because he always questions himself. He always questions people as well around him because of like the whole situation he is. That's sort of what the person and mentality he's had throughout life. And that's sort of the way to keep him safe and secure is by answering questions upon questions. And it's like, yeah, it gets a little ridiculous at some points, I thought, later on beforehand in the series, but then it does make sense with this, and then also as well, it does make sense with other characters, why their abilities are like this and why they do that. So I kind of like that little stick on Nen that makes everyone unique and they don't have the same powers as everyone else. And then just the ending of this episode, after, you know, Ikalgo asks, oh, where Palm is, saying, oh, we probably put her in a cocoon, and a Palm awakens as a chimera, and it's like, oh my god, she's got this giant freaking gem rock thing in her head, and like she's got like scaly arms as well. That shit looks dope. It's like, I can't believe Palm. Here's a question to you though, to your manga. How long does it take for a human to turn into an ant? That's something that, passing of time, how is she mixed in? Like, did she just get killed off immediately, or did they just fuse her body? Is she like Yuppie, just mixed up parts of like different animals and stuff? That's something I want to know, because Yuppie is like a magical beast and the rest are like chimera ants. So that's what I'm kind of wondering about at the moment. Like, overall, the episode, it had some really big issues, like with the pacing and all that throughout the episode, like with the Ikalgo stuff, and it's like, I would rather see the whole stuff going on right now with, you know, Netero and like King. That's what I want to see. That don't tease us with that in like last week's episode. Next week we're just gonna get an Ikalgo episode. So it's like, hey, come on, yeah. What a good way to send it on April Fools, you know, trolling us with Ikalgo. But for what I think of that, I think this was like a 6 out of 10 this week. Like, it was alright, but it's like, come on, let's get back to the stuff we want to see. But that's all for me, and one thing that I'm watching. As always, remember, I'll see you guys next time.